Gloria Boseman is one of South Africa's most celebrated jazz musicians and gospel artists. Her success in the industry has included a number of award-winning jazz albums and also afforded her the chance to sing before past South African presidents Nelson Mandela and Thabo Mbeki.
I come from a background of people that anything that didn't say Jesus is wrong. I remember my dad asked me, "So when are you doing a gospel album and everything?" And I turned around and said, "No." That's how I felt at that time. And it's part of that whole thing of being rebellious. But you know, at the back of your head, you're a psalmist. So you're going to sing gospel, whether you like it or not. That's where you're going.
Gloria trained as an opera singer and soon found her way into the world of musical theatre, smoky jazz nightclubs, and the chance to collaborate with some of South Africa's finest artists.
So you trying to find yourself, and that whole confusion of staying Christian but having to be at a certain place and work in the theatre and still be able to hold up that light. One day I sat and I thought to myself, actually the earth is the Lord's in its fullness. Even this theatre that I'm standing in such a way that I think I was one of the first jazz artists to sing a full jazz gospel performance at a jazz gig.
Like many of her peers and contemporaries in the music industry, Gloria first found her singing voice in the church choir she sang in. But it was only when she was 11 years old that she officially gave her life to God.
I remember they called an altar call, and I'm thinking, but I always come to church, why should I go to an altar call? And you feel this thing nudging you, go, go. And you just get up and go there and say, yes, I also want Jesus. I don't want to say I'm a Christian because I'm always here, you know? I also want the experience, I want the walk, I want to feel change in my life, and that's when it all happened.
In the years that followed, Gloria made a name for herself performing in both local and international jazz festivals and theatrical productions like the Mandela Trilogy, an opera based on the life of Nelson Mandela.
I believe that every job I do, God permits. I don't take off who I am, actually. I put on somebody else that I can take off. So I don't take that person home with me. So I don't walk around having any feelings of guilt, because I don't think condemnation comes from God anyway. And He says He will bless the works of my hands, and everything I touch, He blesses.
Gloria's onstage excellence was displayed to its full in the gospel musical Daughters of the King, which features 3 other top South African gospel singers.
Being on a stage with 3 amazing singers that are well known in different parts within the gospel industry, as one would look at it, they brought in a lot of color and a lot of flavor, and also the fact that we speak the same language. I think music is the one biggest language, and the story that we were telling is a story dear to each and every one of us. Theater is very powerful. It's a powerful space to tell stories. So if you want to tell stories, hey, the story of Jesus is the best story to tell and can be told in the theater. That's when it makes a bigger impact, because people come there to listen. That's what I love about people who come to the theater. They are good listeners.
Gloria often describes herself as a prodigal son or daughter, drawn back to being God's light in an art form she fell in love with all those years before.
We want to change the whole face of the industry and what the industry is about. The more we have people that are honorable, that will honor God within those positions, the better. And I think God is really opening up doors in, like, behind the scene for me. This is the first time I feel I am doing what I was supposed to be doing long ago. And hey, the rest is history.